All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Golden Kamuy, Season 3, Episode 8.
All right, we're headed to another prison.
We are.
And we got Kiraranke's old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone that could have even been a flame, potentially.
Possibly. But could Kiraranke have even handled her? I don't think so.
I think Kiraranke is cultured as fuck and is of the MILF variety.
Oh, no, 100%. But I think even Kiraranke would have been like, no, she's too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely likes things getting a little bit rough and intense.
Indeed.
Because we saw her in the prison, basically being like...
Too kinky for torture.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you're not even making me get tickled here.
Exactly.
Also, what do you know? The daughter of the one family...
Is also there.
Also there, and she's being taken care of by Sophia.
So maybe Shiraishi...
There's
you
hope
can
for
get
you.
with a hot Russian blonde. Yeah.
There you go. We shall see as everybody's converging eventually at the same spot.
Right.
Kind of like season 2. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Really?
Okay. Okay.
That's very smart, yes.
That is a great point. So it's probably a food clue.
Oh, it's just sweet having this little memory here.
Yeah.
杉本に暗号が解けるわけない。バカだから。気づいてることがあるけど、お前らには教えてやんねえ。
Because of his low opinion of Sugimoto, he probably will think he's just making it up and won't even bother to tell Tsurumi.
Yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you would.
Yeah.
これは網走監獄の隠し部屋にあった。犬堂四之助の情報によれば、入れ墨持ちの囚人、土井新蔵がか。
Okay.
Cool.
これが奴を見つける手がかりになるかと思う。
I like that they're on their own thing right here. Because if they can get at least one skin...
Yeah.
ところで、あんたこれなんだか知らんか。エトゥピリカだ。なんだって？アイヌ語でくちばしが美しいという意味の海鳥だ。シシャモは北海道の太平洋側でしか取れない魚だけど。
Oh damn, yeah, way out east. Okay. Yeah.
あんなヨボヨボでも用心しないといけないのか？土井心臓は偽名だ。
Oh.
人斬り陽一郎。
Oh. Okay.
Guy looks like he has hair from like a Yakuza game. Like,
Yeah.
He's a fucking legend or something. Oh, here he is.
Okay.
Manslayer. Yeah, you'd never know it.
Yeah. This show has so many badass old folks.
Yep.
I expect this guy to be badass, but what if he wasn't? It's just like, that was me back in the day.
Oh shit, his mind's just going.
His voice reminds me of like a Dark Souls NPC or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't give a fuck. Wow.
Okay. So I'm seeing just a gigantic clusterfuck of all the assassins.
30年ほど前にこのコタンに流れ着いてアイヌの女と結婚した。
And she's already passed. Wow.
8年前、恨みがあるという和人
Yep. Yep.
妻を人質にさらっていった。
Oh shit.
土井心臓は妻を取り戻すため和人を殺めて網走監獄へ見取るとこのコタンを出て近くの漁場で働いている。
Wow, yeah, we know exactly where he is and everything.
今日の朝、寝小便もしたらしいぜ。ああなっちゃもう長くねえよ。
Yeah. Everyone wants him dead, and they're like, you just wait. He will be.
Oh shit.
Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. Oh, this guy's suffering. He just wants it to be over.
死因際もわからなくなる前に
Yeah, I want to decide, you know, for myself.
Yep.
じいさんすまんが昼飯食ったら
Yep, you're done.
荷物をまと
Yep.
めてくれ誰か迎えに来てもらえる者はおらんのかどうだここにいるかいたあのじいさんですどけ
Oh,
And he doesn't have a weapon that we know of, at least. So
網走監獄で入れた炭が上半身に
yeah.
あるはずです
wow. And then the side. Yeah, that bit of recognition. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah! Oh! Fuck! Oh! 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 He used the minimal effort!
Get in line.
陽一郎を殺したやつなんぞたくさんいる
I
The
remember
only
who
one
I
that
am.
will kill the manslayer is me.
Right. But he also didn't even remember who he was.
私が列の先頭だ
Whoa.
Nice.
土方歳三
Fuck, this is so
That was
cool.
awesome.
This
I
is-
love the effect of like reality getting rewritten as he remembers.
Yeah.
今夜の巡回は一人か
Huh.
いつもは近藤や沖田たちとつるんで京都市内を我が物
This gotta feel so good for Hijikata to feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
he's getting to
uh-huh.
be young again
Yep.
in the eyes of this man, you know?
And note, he didn't kill any of them.
Oh, fuck! Jesus!
I
love
remember
the,
what this was
the
like.
eyes of
And then
killers.
he changes. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
The upward slash brought
Yeah.
the blood all the way to the ceiling. A red moon
Okay.
and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
説得して仲間に引き入れるのかいやあいつはもう
Yeah. He's already dead, yeah.
先生
Whoa.
あんたに尽くしてきたのに
This voice, too. This is voice actor JoJo's, what's his name?
Oh.
ないのか
Oh.
Fuck.
こんな死に事嫌だ
I did nothing that was worthy
Yeah.
of dishonor. I
Fuck.
was a good man. You all abandoned and betrayed me. Ah, his hands came out from behind his back. He's realizing he's no longer
Yeah, no longer tied.
tied. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, that's disorienting. I don't like that.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
that's
hey,
part of the effect probably.
maybe,
Like
yeah. Nice. Back to the ocean,
Yeah.
where he wanted to do
God,
this
this
anyway.
beautiful track.
歴史を見れば人斬り陽一郎の思想は正しかったのかもしれない明治政府の主導は限界に近い別の手段が必要なんだ北方の守りを委ねるべく北海道を独立させ土方歳三
Oh.
あんたが若いのは
時間が止まっていたからなんだな、俺は疲れたよ
Perfect. He gets to sit in the lotus position as he dies, place of peace. He's accepted it.
犬堂四郎助から取り返してきたぞ
根室を忘れないようにと
Oh.
今楽にする
いやこのままでいいアイヌとは
Whoa. I just want to be human.
俺はこの時の
Fuck. All right.
Fuck, man.
Okay.
Yeah. See her again. Yeah. Nice
Oh, okay.
transition. Okay. Wow.
真っ白な糞は初めて見た。
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a beluga whale?
クジラ肉には味噌が欠かせないんだけど、さすがにロシア領ではどこにも売ってないよな。
白石。
Yeah, I've kept it.
あれ
Yeah.
私がちょっと
Yeah, I don't like it or anything, you know, like, yeah.
杉本の王様。
Ah, Amizo-sama, yes.
日本に戻ったら買い足せば。
杉本の王様じゃない。
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Hina.
変な。
And he did both.
Come on, yeah, say it again.
尾形今
Her faces.
ソフィアを脱獄させれば監視はソフィアを追ってくるだろう。
Okay.
そうだ。
だから赤穂監獄の囚人250人をだ
I mean, that's one way to do
We'll
it.
just stage a prison break.
どうやって250人も一緒に逃がす。
監獄の複数箇所の外壁を
I'm gonna make some bombs.
I'm gonna destroy the prison.
東大だ。日本がまた侵攻してきた。
Oh.
破壊するための
Oh my god, it's all coming together.
Nice.
は待つ。
Oh my god, it's all coming together.
Wow.
Whoa. Cool.
So- Leave it to Golden Kamuy.
Yep.
Like, yeah, we'll have the goofy, silly episodes, and then, oh, hey, surprise, we'll revisit some characters you haven't seen in quite a while, and it'll be like just a super emotional tearjerker.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
All right.
this anime, and manga by extension, knows how to dramatically introduce a character,
Yep.
give them a very specific shtick. They use the backbone of the we need to get the skins in order to get the tattoos as
Right.
the basis for this. And then because we know that they had to be at Abashiri prison at some point, we know that they went through something that made them, you know, tap into that monstrous side of themselves or were unjustly thrown into Abashiri prison.
Yep.
Either way, we know that's going to be one of the two sides of it there. Because you either go into Abashiri because you're really bad or because you really got fucked
People
over.
really don't like you.
People
Yeah.
really don't like you.
Yep.
So the fact that we find out the reason why being this and that
Yeah.
in some ways he got away from all this. Like he
Right. Like, the vibe that I had where I was like, oh, I don't know whether this guy's going to be the badass old guy or whether he's actually just going to be like, no, I'm just an old guy now.
Like
you know,
we expected there to be at some point a potential like, oh yeah, he's going to be the badass guy. and stuff.
right,
But-
because
but
this
they
is
really-
Golden Kamuy. But
right, but we also went so far into this with him just wanting to die, wanting to be out of this, and we're like, oh shit. Then we hear about his wife, and
Yep.
we hear about how in some ways he escaped to this world to almost become an Ainu and like
Right.
get away from
Yeah.
everything. And you're thinking like, okay, shit. So he's suffering. He's haunted by his past.
And the fact
and it
that,
makes
like-
sense that then Hijikata's our character that's the focus point to want to find him because of Hijikata's past and his
Right.
story. And
Exactly.
then finding out that
Yep.
no, back at that point when Hijikata ended up basically in some ways being a part of the instigation of the downfall of everything, which then led to the Meiji Restoration and all this stuff, and then just happened to get lucky enough to survive all of this.
yeah.
Oh shoot, there
Like-
was a guy who was even more loyal who took the fall basically for all this stuff, and now
Right.
here he is,
Uh-huh.
someone who's killed many, but
Many.
just wants to be human.
Like, to in such a violent era, to be the one that's called the Manslayer, that's either some crazy propaganda or you have a list. Like, your kill count is high.
I loved the idea that we even tried to make it kind of like the OVA from like season 2, where you had all the groups with Hijikata and Nobita
Yeah.
and all them kind of colliding into the one section with a lot of factions here. But basically, we used the other people that were hunting him to be the, oh yeah, constantly throughout his life, he's had people be like, no, we don't try to send like law people after Yoichiro. No,
we just have contract killers.
We just have contract killers, or we have actual sons and fathers or what have you of the people that he's killed coming up being like, no, we're just gonna get vengeance.
Yeah.
Here's my blade. Here's my resolve. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he's like, get in line.
Yeah.
Get in line.
I loved the way that, like, when he said, when he was asked what his name was, it could have been that he was trying to lay low. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think
so
it was
either.
that he genuinely forgot who he was.
Yeah.
And then suddenly when the blades show up, which is, like, so poetic and sad, and like, because he had his peaceful life, right? You know, even if there was the point of like, you know, okay, I'm old, I want to die, I'm going to go out into the water, you know, because it's, you know, I'll at least choose my time, right?
Right.
He had found peace, and then then the past comes knocking, and it's like, okay. But then that also is the thing that gives him clarity and makes him remember who he is. And I just
I love that.
Like all the visual representations of what was going on were like delightful, and that's. And I don't think that Golden Kamuy has ever lacked in that regard, like especially when it comes to like, hey, showing people be badasses or violent or, you know, or whatever. So, way to go. Way to go.
I love the symbolism. We have the birds who are basically these aren't hunted by the Japanese. These are a bird that kind of have fled in some ways to this other area,
Right.
and have found equilibrium there with the Ainu. But the Ainu do
hunt them.
They do take little, trophies from them and stuff like that. But it's okay, cool.
Yeah.
He, thinks maybe if I'm far enough away out here, I can be closer to my once, my once wife.
Yep.
Fortunately, the people that have come for vengeance and people that have grudges against him have not stopped just because he's out here. They just don't come as frequently. And that's how he ended up, losing his wife and everything. But having Hijikata be the one to find him and basically say, hey, I'll give you essentially the honorable death. I'll give you the death in combat. I'll give you the death of someone who's a peer. Yep. I'll give you the death of someone who respects you and who won't be hunting you down for being a traitor or because I need vengeance or something. And I love the idea of old warriors looking at each other, realizing that the only thing they have to look forward to is the mystery of their own death. Yep. And that it's I want to choose how I die. And no, I don't want it to be easy. So yes, you may cut my stomach and give me a lethal blow, but no, don't decapitate me. I don't want to commit seppuku.
Right.
I want this to be over, but I want to have that little bit of something that reminds me I'm alive, I'm struggling, I deserve this. And it's just like, fuck, man. That's the mortality of existence just bearing down on you.
There's something else that I really love about this, in that Hijikata is also here to get the skin, right? Yeah. To get the tattoos. And the way that he kills him, he could have just, now granted, with the way that the dude was actually coming at him and he's a badass, so you can't be picky about how you kill him, right?
But it doesn't matter how he cuts him.
No, right. I know it's not something that will actually affect things, but I like the poetic imagery of the fact that Hijikata still damages the valuable thing that he's after, right? Not in any kind of meaningful or permanent way. It's just a quick slice, and you'd be able to line things up and still know what the stuff, is what the tattoos are, right?
Right.
But I like that was not like,
remember, it's also on the upper body too. So if he slices the stomach, he's even got less of a chance of actually like.
No, right. But still, that it's on the torso, and he still did the full blow. I like that. That was nice.
But yeah, having a character be introduced in the same episode that they're killed, and then also having us develop an emotional attachment to him, not because I think the show was trying to beat us over the head with the idea that we need to empathize with this guy. Like, he's a cold killer.
Yep.
Like, just
But he found his peace.
But he found his peace, and he was someone that went through a crazy struggle. And I think that there's something about the way in which stories can use people at either the beginning of their life as like kids, or at the end of their lives as like, you know, the elderly, and have us realize the weight of time either ahead of them or behind them. And then when that burden basically is presented to those characters that have to struggle because of either they're powerless as you know, as a babe, as a kid, and they have, you know, everything taken from them or something, and or you have an older person that's realizing like, oh, okay, I might not even get my last wish of dying the way that I want, because now all these people are coming to essentially mark my soon-to-be corpse as the, yes, you're the traitor. I'm deciding that you are gonna die in a ditch. We're gonna desecrate your body. We're gonna sully who you were and who you are after you've already had that experience. We're gonna make you relive that. I like the idea that idea of him tying everything back to the memory because he has the blade, because he's getting attacked and everything, then is used where it flips it, and he is old. He accepts that when Hijikata looks young, and Hijikata young is the one that's killing him.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of redeeming who he is now. He doesn't have to be under the delusion for both of them. He accepts who he is now.
Right. In a lot of ways, you don't have to worry about or it's a representation that the piece that he found, while it was taken from him because, you know, people showed up, right? He can't escape the violence and everything.
Right.
In that moment, it's more of this is what would have happened back then but didn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so now it's just happening now, right? As opposed to, you know, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bit of him also being tied up, and then when Hichikata shows up, like his hands move because he wasn't actually tied up. That was great.
That was really cool. I also love the fact that Hijikata kind of grants him something that he probably wasn't even ever hoping for, of like, you need to know, you know, Yoichiro, or I think that's his name. Yoichiro.
I believe so.
Yeah. That I have a vision, I have a dream. I'm taking something that I can't die until I've done this, until I've made my place in this. And it's sad because this is a historical fiction. So while this could be an AU of Japan, in a lot of ways, we know it's not going to be, because of how tightly they hold to a lot of historical events, that this is not what ends up happening for Japan. Hijikata's vision does not come to pass, but he believes in it so fervently that he's willing to go and continue this fight even in his old age, when he doesn't really have the means to make it happen.
Oh yeah, so, even right now he's got some badasses with him, but it's a band of 3 or 4 people.
It's a band of 3 or 4 people. He's up against Tsurumi. He's up against, you know, fate itself. There's not much he can do, but I like the idea of the old man saying to the even older man of like, it's okay, you can rest now. I'll carry this, when you know he's got to have belief out the wazoo to even think that there's a chance of what he wants to come about.
Right.
So it's fun because Golden Kamuy is filled with protagonists of all their own stories, and we just get this lovely ensemble cast that every once in a while will shift focus, and now we get this passing of a old legend, and then suddenly Hina, you know?
Right, and we got another Hina from Ogata. And it wasn't like a whispered, okay, they might miss it kind of a thing.
Yeah, he just coldly, in his psychopath way, just Hina.
Yep.
Hina. I just love the very methodical pause of before he says it a second time.
Like the first time he says it, he's testing out the word, right? He's like, Yeah, Hina.
And then says it a second time. It's just so fun because the boys don't really care about that.
Oh no, and even if some of the boys did, Kiroranke is not among them, right? Like as far as, you know, the unlikely duo, right?
Yes.
That they are, they're so completely fundamentally different. Yes. And that's never going to change,
right? But we've got the plan now. We are actually going to stage a full prison break. And the way Kiroranke is going to do it is I'm going to blow the shit out of this prison.
Yeah.
I love it because one,
Uh-huh.
that's his thing that we've been waiting for him
He
to.
is an explosives guy.
Like we've been waiting for him to have a reason to do it.
Yep.
And now it's the like, no, I'm not like
Right.
just gonna interview her. I'm not gonna stage a reason as to why I can get close to her and talk to her to then get some info. I need her with us. That's a fun side of Kiraranke because what it means is that he's willing to do something dumb, like
Yes.
something really dumb, in order to get her.
Well-
and we have seen him be so overly cautious by the way that we can retroactively understand who he was during that time that he was
When he
biding
was
his
with the
time.
main group?
Yeah. So now that we know, he's going to do something reckless, and it ties in back to the lighthouse thing.
Oh, yes.
that we learned in a couple episodes
it
ago.
ties into the lighthouse thing. It's a fun demonstration that we get to see now because since he's not part of the protagonists, then like before it's we'll get a bunch of explosives for him and stuff, and that'll make Abashiri way easier.
Yep.
Oh no, we ended up using the explosives on a side mission, right?
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
darn it.
Darn
we'll
it,
have
yeah.
to, the protagonist will have to struggle, which is, what you kind of want and need.
Right. Now we have our antagonist.
But now we have our
potentially-
antagonist, and now so he can go full on, no holds barred, nothing to stop him or anything like that. Yeah, he is going to just blow down several of the walls.
And what's fun is
Okay.
while I have no doubt he's going to succeed here, they're telling us the whole plan. This could go wrong. There's a couple ways in which they've set up Ogata to not be fully in line with Kiraranke here.
Yep.
So the fact that this could be a very big reckless moment for Kiraranke, I think sets up something where by the end of this season,
He's gonna die.
well, he's either going to die or we're going to shake things up with him in a big way.
Yes,
Like-
I think it's more likely that he's gonna die. He seems like a very killable character.
Really? Okay.
yeah.
I think
Whereas,
he
like-
could be a long-term character
Yeah.
if we end up having him build this actual faction
Hey,
up.
he could be, and if they end up doing that, great. But I could totally see him being killable. I feel like this would make sense for a place for it to happen. The one thing I'm kind of curious about, they mentioned the whole thing of the lighthouse and all that stuff, but what I thought they were saying is that the lighthouse currently has a store of explosives for in case that happens. So why would they need to wait for the lighthouse to be in a situation where they'd want to use it, right?
So yeah, that lighthouse has
Is
been
sup-
supplied with explosives
In case Japan attacks again. And so what that makes me think when they're thinking in case Japan attacks again is if Tsurumi brings more ships to come chase them or something like that. But they wouldn't necessarily know that would be happening. And
Well, the thing is that-
couldn't they just steal the explosives?
No, I think the
or-
thing is that while they've been supplied with explosives, they don't necessarily know, like, where they are, like, how to get to them or
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
So it's the kind of thing where, say they have a lighthouse there, right? But it's connected now to the, the whole side of things where, like, Sugimoto's group and all that have already come there. And because
Well, right, and that's what I'm thinking, because Sugimoto shows up. That's the people that they would know would be following them. So if I'm thinking wait, then they'd be thinking, okay, they're going to be following us, and maybe they think they're coming by water, But
possibly.
yeah,
I am curious to see whether it's a thing of he needs some kind of timing of things so that they can actually steal the explosives, or if it's no, we need them to go to use them so that
we can
then
find out where they are,
find
or
out where
whatever.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Or bring them to the lighthouse to use. Maybe it's they're in this area for the lighthouse, but they're not actually at the lighthouse or something. Or
Right.
who knows?
Right.
But
Although I mean they did just point up at the lighthouse.
no,
so
right,
they're-
exactly.
They're
So-
there.
Right, and given that they have these badasses here, maybe it's that they need it to be something that they can do quieter, and if they take them by force, that'd be unless there's a bunch of chaos happening, it'd be hard to have that be a secret, But yeah.
Yeah. I think it's mostly just that they don't want to have to deal with the potential of the Russian military again.
Right.
And that if they do something
Hence
that,
the whole thing of freeing all the prisoners. That way, there will be too much chaos for them to know that we were after a single one of them.
well also freeing the prisoners and stuff, even if they do this big event and stuff, I think what they're mostly worried about is that then they'll have to run out of the country because then they'll be being chased by like everybody. So if they can conveniently set up a reason to blame this on a Japanese attack of some kind, rather
sure,
than
that'd
this
be the-
being a thing that will point to them,
That would
they
be the
could-
perfect way to
They
do
could
it.
be timing this not as to like, oh, we can't steal the explosives right now, but it's just that, no, we're going to blame this all on Tsurumi.
Yeah.
Which also we did catch up with Tsurumi this episode. Tsurumi brought up the idea that because of the way that the codes were probably set up,
Right.
it's
Probably not something that would take a code breaking expert.
like an actual professional cryptographer. Yeah, it's just that it's something that a Sherpa will be able to discern and decrypt.
Yep.
So we just need to hang on to everything, do our best to try and like start trying to decrypt it ourselves once we have a lot of them. I just loved the point of like, oh yeah, it's synonymous with code breaking is synonymous with people getting into the mental asylum. It's
right.
like, wait, that actually makes so much sense.
Like that seems like a kind of a thing that Tsurumi would know. You know?
Right.
Right. Like it could be a real fact. Oh, and also it makes sense that Tsurumi would know that.
As the
fact.
resident professional madman,
Right,
I know
exactly.
where to find the best madmen that are still smart.
I know
actually.
my people, Yeah. Uh-huh.
The best kind of people to free from the mental hospital are the cryptographers. You know why? Because they're not actually insane. They're just obsessed with codes.
Yeah.
So
And everybody else thinks they're nuts. It's not that they actually went nuts.
it's that they're drawing symbols on
they're,
the wall.
they're getting into such like obscure things that might be clues that everybody's like, oh,
you need to
crazy.
you
Dude.
need
Yeah.
you need mental help. And Tsurumi's like, hey, free real estate. I can use them. But I would love to see a professional cryptographer at some point being used maybe as like a reference point for
Sure.
some
yeah.
part in the story. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be fun.
But Sugimoto might have figured something out about the code.
Yeah, and he didn't tell anybody, and I like that.
Right. And is it either that Ashirpa's father wanted her to study specifically, but she didn't really because of her, just her situation. But Sugimoto has been teaching her things.
Okay.
And based on what he's read and kind of looked into the codes themselves, the clues, the pieces of the map or whatever, he's like, wait, I might have something. I might
could see
have
that
something.
because
Or he's just trolling.
well, yeah, or just wrong.
yeah, right.
Like all of those could absolutely be possible, but I think there's a very good chance that Sugimoto did really find something out, and not just from the meta standpoint of why say it if you didn't, but because since there's a pattern with the skins that we've seen,
Yeah.
you need all of the skins in order to solve the riddle, right?
Right, so why would you need all of them?
Yeah, exactly. It can't be something fundamentally different on one of the different skins, because otherwise we probably would have seen that there are variations
Or
like
you'd
that.
need only like 75% of them
Sure, maybe.
because
but,
you
but,
could infer what the rest of it is.
And given that they're things that are made for a Sherpa, if it's something that's a bit like, if it's a bit simpler and or because it's made for a Sherpa and he knows a Sherpa, he might know the headspace of the kinds of things that
Right.
that
No,
he would have actually been doing.
He has been, because over the course of time, a Sherpa has been saying, like, my Acha, like, taught me these things.
Yeah.
And in some ways, Kiraranke has been trying to, over the course of this entire season, stimulate her just to naturally talk about those things by being like, oh, yes, I spent time with him doing all this random shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
while it all could be entirely true, it was really, it didn't matter about the fact of what it was. It's that he's doing this to try and be like, hey, Sherpa, let's talk about your father or something. Or see if you
think
pop
about him a bit.
yeah, anything come to mind, But we now have actually a thing that I just realized it's so dumb, but it's been right in front of us the whole time. That's the code to all of it.
What?
Hina. It's not that specifically, but
Okay.
it's the idea of the food, the way that you make food, the way that you do things the Ainu way for food making. That's what's going to be the code breaking. thing.
Okay, if we
that would just be perfect.
if we
That
get a
would-
point where like a Sherpa makes a stew and like they've had a bunch of clues and then she looks at the stew and the way the different vegetables and like
No,
and things,
come
and
on,
then-
don't
and then
belittle my idea like that. No. I'm talking about the actual like words and the what it is, like these individual dishes and things.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
in the same way that completely separate from whether it actually has a literal thing to do with it or not.
Oh, sure.
As a way to highlight why a Sherpa would be able to figure stuff out that nobody else could. The fact that the Ainu guy was able to recognize the thing from the beak of the bird because
Yes.
they hunt those birds and Japanese people don't. That's a great example of those kinds of things where
Right.
you wouldn't be able to figure it out because it's totally different culture,
totally different culture, yeah.
totally different language, which helps shapes thought and stuff,
Yep.
and it just it just wouldn't work.
I just feel like I'm onto something because Ogata said fucking hina this episode.
And it's like the you found the connection between the worm and the spice, like
Right.
and okay, Golden Kamuy is absolutely the kind of show where the reveal, the twist, the thing that clicks everything together would absolutely be like a dumb joke or have some comedic bent to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it would not
Absolutely.
like the resolution of this plot is going to be serious, but it's not going to be hyper 100% pure serious.
Right.
Like there's absolutely going to be silliness along the way and probably involved in the conclusion. So if it is something like Hina or along those lines, 100% I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like Ogata might have even clicked in with I should start paying attention to this shit. I'm not necessarily going to be involved with Kyoranke all the way.
Gotcha.
Anything that a Sherpa is passionate about, I need to start absorbing.
I-
In his cold psychopath kind of way, he's now like, no,
See.
I do like this food also. So
I see
okay,
that as being a
Hina.
completely different thing.
I mean,
That is not at all. No. But it's not about him like, I'm gonna understand the ship or anything. He's just like, oh, this is actually good food, and it's starting
Finding
to.
some good fucking
It's starting to warm the frozen cockles of his heart. you
Yes,
know?
absolutely. It is that as well.
And so it's like
in
as
agreement 100%.
as the ice turns to water and starts to drip down, that's also like the tears that are like buried behind his eyes.
Our lone Siberian lynx out in the wild
Yep.
is finally having some good fucking food.
That's right.
And he's in a place where he can absorb the fact that he's having good fucking food.
And that's why the fact that Kyoranke had no reaction really to that is important because he doesn't understand the Hina.
I actually would posit that this is reading way too deep. Kyoranke is a bit distracted right now.
Sure.
And I think
he's got a
that's
lot
gonna-
on his plate.
Right, but I think that's the kind of thing that is going to be his undoing in a lot of ways.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I like it.
I think this arc is going to push him in a direction that's going to be away from a Sherpa.
Cool.
Because it's not
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got her kind of like dancing to his tune for now, but that's not going to last past this season.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.